Hi guys, welcome back. Happy Thursday. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification so you don't miss any new uploads. So, a jury in New York just ordered James Toback, a New York-born writer and director who's been around Hollywood for over 40 years, to pay $1.68 billion to 40 women who accuse him of sexual abuse and other crimes. The abuse reportedly happened over 35 years, from 1979 to 2014. The jury broke it down as $280 million in compensatory damages and $1.4 billion in punitive damages to the victims. This all started with a lawsuit filed in 2022 after New York passed a law giving adult survivors of sexual abuse 1 year to file civil lawsuits no matter how long ago the abuse happened. Toback's name had already come up back in 2017 when the METOO movement was gaining momentum. Lots of women started coming forward then. In 2018, prosecutors in LA looked at a few cases but said the statute of limitation had run out, so they couldn't press criminal charges. That's when the women turned to civil court in New York a few days after the state's Adult Survivors Act went into effect. The lawsuit said Toback had this pattern of approaching young women on the streets in New York, claiming he could get them roles in his films and then abusing them, sometimes involving threats, coercion, or psychological manipulation. This fat bastard, who's now 80 years old, denied everything. He denied numerous times in court documents that he committed any sexual offense and that any sexual encounter or contact between plaintiffs and defendant was consensual. When the allegations first surfaced, he denied them, claiming he either never met the women or only had brief 5-minute encounters with them. This loser tried to argue in court that it was biologically impossible for him to have carried out the abuse he was accused of for decades due to his diabetes and heart condition. He also argued that New York's law extending the statute of limitations on sexual abuse cases violated his constitutional rights. So back in January, the judge ruled against him because he didn't show up to court when he was supposed to. That's called a default judgment. After that, the judge set up a trial just to figure out how much money he would have to pay the women. So that trial happened this month, but he didn't show up again. Apparently, he had tried to get the whole case thrown out last year, but when the judge said no, he basically gave up and didn't bother getting a lawyer or showing up to the trial. Because of that, the court gave what's called a partial default judgment, basically saying he's responsible and now he has to pay. The final amount, $1.68 billion. This is one of the largest sums ever awarded in a case like this. Toback was actually one of the first big names in Hollywood to be publicly accused when the METOO movement took off. And even though he's continued to deny everything, this verdict sends a huge message. Toback was nominated for an Oscar for writing 1991's Bugsy, and his career in Hollywood has spanned more than 40 years. We are so proud of our clients and this jury, said attorney Brad Beckworth. They made sure they enforced the laws of their community to make it safer for women in New York and across the country. Actress Mary Monahan, who was abused by Toback, said in a statement after the trial, "For decades, I carried this trauma in silence. And today, a jury believed me, believed us. That changes everything. This verdict is more than a number, it's a declaration. We are not disposable. We are not liars. We are not collateral damage in someone else's power trip. The world knows now what we have always known. What he did was real. This is not just a verdict, it's vindication. Then attorney Brad Beckwood added, we still have a lot of people in this country who abuse their power, and there are many more who turn a blind eye to it. Exactly. Following the original allegations about Toback in 2017, hundreds more women came forward alleging abuse, including Hollywood A-listers such as Selma Blair. Her incident took place in 1999 when her management scheduled a meeting with Toback to discuss a role in his new movie, Harvard Man. Her rep said Toback would only meet in his hotel room, despite Blair's insistence that they meet at the hotel restaurant. Against my better judgment, I went upstairs, I was rattled, and looking back, I don't think James Toback ever planned to come down to the restaurant, she explained. Toback allegedly noted that Selma Blair could be an incredible actress, but said she had no confidence. He then asked her where her parents lived and even allegedly threatened to have her father unalive. Selma Blair recalled Toback saying, I do it all the time. I know people. He proceeded to ask her to practice a monologue naked so that he could train her. He told her she needed a lot of work. Then Toback allegedly started rubbing his you-know-what and asked Blair, would you F me? Blair refused to have sex with him, knowing he was married and also, in his words, had another girlfriend who couldn't get enough sex. Ugh. He said, it's okay, I can in my pants. I have to rub up against your leg. You have to pinch my nipples, and you have to look into my eyes. Selma Blair thought, well, if I can get out of here without being R-worded. So she did it. After it was over, Toback ended the meeting by threatening to unalive her if she ever came forward with what he did to her. Selma Blair told her boyfriend, but told him not to tell anyone. She admitted not telling the truth sooner because she was scared for her life. Mean Girls star Rachel McAdams was sexually propositioned by Toback after he invited her to what he claimed was an audition. Rachel was 21 when her incident occurred, which also involved a role in Harvard Man. Like Selma Blair, Rachel was told to meet Toback in his hotel room. Uncomfortable but excited about the role, so she agreed. Upon her arrival, Toback said to her, quote, I just have to tell you, I have mastered, countless times today thinking about you since we met at your audition, end quote. He then allegedly asked her to read multiple reviews of his films until he eventually excused himself for the bathroom. Rachel said, I kept thinking, when are we getting to the rehearsal part? Then he went to the bathroom and he left me with some literature to read about him. When he came back, he said, off in the bathroom thinking about you. Will you show me your pube hair? I said no. Rachel left, and the next day, she called her agent, who apparently knew of Toback's reputation. She was very sorry, but she also said, I can't believe he did it again. This isn't the first time that this has happened. He did this the last time that he was in town. He did this to one of my other actresses. This is when I got mad because I felt like I was kind of thrown into the lion's den. and given no warning that he was a predator. Actress Julianne Moore previously revealed Toback had invited her to an audition for a role at his New York apartment. James Toback approached me in the 80s on Columbus Ave with the same language, wanted me to audition. Come to his apartment. I refused. 1 month later, he did it again with the exact same language. I said, "Don't you remember? You did this before." Grey's Anatomy star Ellen Pompeo previously told Toback to go F himself after he asked if she would get naked, she claimed in an interview. Toback propositioned Ellen Pompeo the moment her male friend, who had come along to the meeting with her, had excused himself. The minute my friend left, he asked me if I would get naked in a movie. And I was like, "Really, dude? My friend has been missing all of 30 seconds, and now you say that?" I kind of laughed in his face. This fat bastard was abusing women between 1979 and 2014. He would use Manhattan to hunt, for actresses to sexually harass, trolling Central Park, and even local copier centers where the women were working on their resumes to reel them in. He would seek out young women, mainly in their early 20s, and feed them lines such as, "My name's James Toback, and I'm a movie director. Have you ever seen Black and White? Or Two Girls and a Guy?" He would then take them to places such as hotel or movie trailer to so-called audition them, and then he would pounce on them. He told one aspiring actress that young women need to put out to make it in Hollywood. So yeah, they are like this. They are all predators. 1.68 billion. I'm glad these women got their vindication. So you guys, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification so you don't miss any new uploads. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.